Here we are back for another video. Today is day 75 and we are back today doing chest. So we're going to do chest, then we're going to do shoulders, and then we're going to enjoy a protein shake. That is the agenda for the gym. I already got my hour's worth of fasted cardio in this morning. I'll go back and do some more cardio this evening. Post-workout, we had a deficit yesterday, great deficit yesterday, and a deficit again today. Large deficit, and the cut is cutting. We are blasting this challenge all the way till the end. April 18th is going to be the last day, but as far as the duration of the cut this far, day 75, and we're going to go in and hit chest. So what are we going to do? We're going to go in and start with a good old favorite. We're going to go to Planet Fitness, hit the Smith machine, do some incline Smith, then probably an incline fly, maybe dumbbell fly, dumbbell press, together press, some cable flies. I'm going to go in there and kind of freestyle it today, actually. I'm going to just do what feels right, feels good, and make sure we get a tremendous chest pump before continuing on to the side delts, and that's going to involve lateral raises, of course, probably two varieties, one dumbbell, one cable, and then a rear delt, and that'll be it. That'll be the day. No abs today. We did abs yesterday. And today, just need to focus on chest, shoulders, volume high, intensity high, of course, as always, and focus on really expending calories. Calorie expenditure is a big focus of the weightlifting session, as well as the cardio, as well as maintaining a deficit. And that's what we're going to do. So we are pushing towards the end of the cut. We want to be as lean as possible while retaining as much muscle mass as possible. And therefore we can build back up and get even bigger again next bulk. But, you know, it is important. It's always important to periodize your training, have a dedicated part where you're cutting, a dedicated part where you're building or bulking. And if you don't do that, if you so-called main gain or you don't really track your calories, you're just always around maintenance, your body is not going to transform how you want it to. You're going to be stuck in mediocrity, which no one wants to be that person that you go to the gym, you're there for a whole year, and you see everybody else looks the same this year as they did last year. That is not where we want to be. That's the antithesis of progress, is staying the same, and you never stay the same. You either get better or you get worse. And so many people get better one day, get worse the next, get worse again, get better, get worse, and then the ultimate result is mediocrity. They stay the same. They're average, not us. That's why we're going full bore into the end of this cut. We have a month left, you know, a little under a month, a day under a month left now, because yesterday was the first day and today is the second. But in truth, it's the 75th day of the cut, and we're reaping the benefits, the rewards. We got a checkpoint this past weekend when we were able to refeed and really fill up our muscle glycogen in order to mentally and physically prepare ourselves for the push that we're going on right now in the present moment. We're in progress. So energy's high. We're feeling good. We're going to have this pre-workout on the road. But I'm just ready to get in the gym and go hard today. There's been a renewed energy, source of intensity and vigor to these workouts, and I can't wait to let you guys in on it. We'll see you in the gym right now.
All right, we're starting with the classic incline bench, and we're going to warm up here with 135, of course. And then I think we'll go right into 275, get as many as we can. Probably do one or two sets there, but that's getting too far ahead. Let's start here. First set. Let's get going. All right, let's go up. All right, here we go, 275. And it's important to note, of course, I'm in a deficit. We're cutting the deficit even further or increasing the deficit further. Little play on words there, but regardless. I got 7 last time, so that'd be the goal here, but the ultimate goal is to go to failure, hit it as hard as we can. So here we go. All right, here we go. Let's go down. All right, last set. Definitely take it till failure, which is good. It's what we want. Decrease the weight. Now we're down to 225, and we're going to hit this same way. Probably do 2 sets here, 1 set, maybe 135, then move on. But here we go. Yep, one more like that. Nice. All right, we're going to do one more, just like the last. 12 reps. See if we do any more than 12. We'll just go to failure. We'll push this one pretty hard and then dial it back next set. Here we go. Here we go. Got what we wanted. Let's go down, go slow, and then move on. All right, last one here, dropped it to 135. I'm gonna limit it to 12 reps, but we're gonna go nice and slow, time under tension style, and finish off this exercise. Here we go. Oh, come on. Here we go. Good there. Do something else. All right, so next up, we're going to do incline fly, going from the press to a fly, and 65, so up 5 more pounds in each hand than previously. Goal is 8, bonus is 12. We're gonna run it up. Let's go. Here we go. Good one. Here we go. Number 2, better than the first. There we go. One more. All right. Here we go. Last set. Best set. Let's get it. Wow. Wow, come on. Wow. All right, next. All right, so upper chest, pretty much fried. Now we're gonna move down to the medial chest with dumbbell flies, moving up 75 pounds each hand. And we'll probably do 2 sets of these, but we're gonna start with first. Get after it. Here we go. That's one more. All right, here we go. Last set of flies, just 2 of them. But we're gonna give it all we have. And that's that. Really gotta lock in here. Take care of business. Ooh. All right. Rest pause here. A few breaths. Get the last 2. 1 to 2 here. All right, enough of that. Enough of that. Let's do something else. All right, so we've worked around the chest. The upper chest is hit and the width of the chest is hit, but now you want to work the middle of the chest, right in the meat part of the pec, right in the middle. So what we're going to do for that is together press, holding the dumbbells together and really focus on the contraction. And we want to get 4 sets of these. We went up 5 pounds in each hand, 65. Goal is 4 sets of 12. So let's push. Let's go hard. Start with number 1. That's 1. This is definitely a lighter squeezing type of exercise. We've also cut the rest time down. So about 45 seconds to a minute in between these. The other exercises were about 1:30, maybe 2 minutes. Full recovery. This is more getting going into it a little bit. So here we go, number 2. Whoa. Ah. Ah. As you can see, getting fatigued, especially with the last rest. We're gonna do one more here and then move on to something else. All right, last set here. Last set, best set. It's how it goes. Only option. So let's give it all we got. Maybe rest pause, depending on how many reps I get. And then we'll do another exercise. But whole focus right now is on this set. Best set. All right, a few breaths. Let's go. Sheesh. That's all she wrote. All right, let's do something different. All right, well, I had a few different options on what I could do next, and based on availability, that's what I chose. We're doing one arm, single arm chest press, unilateral. I'm gonna do probably 2 sets each arm, starting with the left. Here we go. There we go, one more like that. All right, last one here. All right, that felt good. Let's see what else we can get into. All right, next up, cable flies. We're gonna do it just like we've been doing. 2 on each position, same weight, really just dialing in the pecs here. Here's one. Here we go, number 2. Here we go. Here we go. Another one like that. All right, let's go. All right, enough of that. Whew. All right, 2 more exercises, finish off chest. We got the dumbbell pullover, obviously serratus-based exercise. Also going to stretch out the chest. And then we'll finish with a drop set of pec flies. That'll be chest. But we got 4 sets here. Catch you at different angles so we can splice it together. But let's get after it. Wow. There we go. Enough there. One more exercise. All right, last chest exercise. To be honest, chest has had it. We put it through the ringer today. I'm proud of the results so far, how it feels at least. We're going to do one last exercise. It's going to be a drop set. We're doing the full stack as many as we can. Then we'll drop it about 100 pounds, finish. Then it'll be on to shoulders. So here we go. Here we go. All right, chest has been accounted for. Let's go to shoulders. All right, chest is finished and we're pretty fatigued, but next up, shoulders. We're going to hit shoulders pretty simply, like we usually do after chest. Dumbbell lateral raises. Then we'll probably go to a cable lateral raise, a seated front raise. I like that last time we did it. And then a rear delt, dumbbell rear delt. So one set at a time. This is the first one. We have lateral raise. Here we go. Ah. 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 Ooh. Ooh. All right, shoulders feeling good. We're gonna move on to cables next. Go a little lighter, detail it in. All right, next up, last for the side delts, we're gonna do 2 sets of cable raise, lateral raise, just 10 pounds, so not too heavy. But the goal here is really finish off the shoulder before we move on to the front delt. There we go, one more like that. All right, last one here. We went up to 15, 5 pounds. Here we go. Yeah, that's all she wrote for side delts. Front delts next. All right, side delts completely cooked. Feeling pretty much in the fryer right now. But next we're going to go on to front delts. Just a simple seated front delt raise, really isolating the front delt, which was already hit, of course, throughout the chest workout. Probably do 4 sets at 35. 1 set to finish off at a lighter weight, lower weight, 20. And then rear delts, and that'll be a day. So anyways, here's number 1. One more. All right, good there. What we're going to do is go down to 20 and do a bonus set just for fun. Just really control the weight. And then we'll move on to rear delt, and that'll be it. All right, here we go. Last one here. Lighten the weight, and it's all about control. Bonus set. Come on. Hey. Yeah. We're gassed. We're gassed. Rear delt. All right, last exercise here. And because the shoulders are so completely gassed, trying to isolate the rear delt a little bit further. So instead of doing dumbbell rear delts, we're going to do reverse pec deck and bust out 4 sets of these probably, and that'll be a day. So let's get to it. One more. Ooh. All right. Chest, shoulders.
All right, so here we are back, post-workout, another spectacular workout. Chest felt really good. We felt strong. We actually got one more rep than we did last time. But last time I was extremely depleted. And I would say the pump wasn't as great as it was yesterday. Yesterday's pump was phenomenal. And it just has to do with glycogen. You know, how many carbs you have in your system. Obviously, yesterday I didn't eat much in terms of carbs. Today I haven't had much in terms of carbs. But the day before that and the day before that I did. So the pump was great. Now, that's not to say I didn't get a pump, but it wasn't as good. And that's just something that you have to realize it's going to happen when you're in a deficit. So it's part of the game, part of how we are maneuvering in the system. And we have to have our eyes on the prize, which is not too far away, just a few weeks. But I will say that I love to be in the gym with a fantastic pump. It's one thing I'm looking forward to when I'm back on bulk. So chest went well. I was gassed after chest, fatigued. I was pumped. I felt really, really good, even though I was really, really tired after the chest. But then we had to go to shoulders. So after that, we did shoulders. Did some few shoulder exercises. Really kept it simple but effective. And that was the day. Really feel good. I feel great. I'm hungry. I cut my post-workout protein shake in half. So usually I have 2 scoops of protein and 16 ounces of skim milk. Today I had 1 scoop and 12 ounces of skim milk. So a little bit less. I'm excited to go back and eat some beef and rice and vegetables. I also cut back on the breakfast. Usually I have 2.5 scoops of protein for breakfast. I only had 2 scoops of protein. So we're trimming away at the calories any way we can in order to further the deficit, which is the name of the game, especially at this point. We're at the final stretch. We're sprinting towards the finish line. And once we get there, then we'll recuperate ourselves. We'll hit a maintenance for a little while. But this is all out, time to go, and that's exactly what we're doing. And the thought that I had post-workout, what I was thinking about coming on here and talking about after the workout, was the idea of working smarter and not harder. You hear it a lot. They say work smarter, not harder. And while it's partly true, you do need to work smart, but I think working hard is the most important piece of the puzzle. Now, you need both of them. But the first mover is intensity, and that is how hard you work. Now, once you get the hard working part of the equation down, now you can start to do so in a more strategic manner so you get even better results. But let's say you just work smart and not hard. As far as bodybuilding goes or training, weightlifting, you're not going to get that much better. But I have been watching a lot of content involving, less volume, higher intensity, opening the Pandora's box of Mike Mentzer, Dorian Yates. Of course, you got to take elements of what they're saying, how they're conveying the message, and then also take elements of what's worked for you in the past, what's continuing to work for you, and then other bodybuilders that have had success doing it in different ways. So, I just think about Jay Cutler, Derek Lunsford, Arnold Schwarzenegger, all very high volume guys. Now I know, Derek Lunsford's changing a little bit now, of course, because of what's coming out. Nick Walker used to be high volume, now he's very RP style, low volume. And it's all about the one hard set that you do for each exercise. There's a lot of different ways to look at it. And my thesis, my cumulative thesis surrounding the entire thing is I want high volume and high intensity. And now what that detracts from is your frequency. You can't go as often because your central nervous system is going to take a hit from having such high volume under such high intensity. So that's why my idea is you go into the gym twice, 2 times, and then you take a day off. Now, I'm going to push it a little bit harder at this end of this cut. And in the technical terms of intensity, which is, load, pushing the load and lower reps, I'm going to keep going to failure, so my intensity is going to be high, but I'm going to err on the side of volume. So it's all coming together, and I'm also going to try to keep the frequency high because we're sprinting at the end. But I think all this is to say, you have to be in tune with what your current goals are and what phase of your training you're in. And if you're able to adjust based on what you're currently doing, you'll have the best results. So you take all that knowledge that you've gained and you apply it to your current situation. If I was bulking, I would be training completely differently. But I would still have elements of what I'm doing now in the program. I would still be doing, a number of different exercises in order to stimulate the muscle in different ways. But I'd probably be doing less sets and higher weights, trying to push for more weight rather than pushing for more reps or the same reps with just 5 pounds more. I'd be pushing the weight, trying to push it hard as possible. I'd be doing probably 2 sets per exercise. So it would be less volume and higher intensity in the most technical definition, but that's because I would be in a different phase of my training. And the same way that you eat different when you're in a calorie deficit, when you're cutting, you want to be in a calorie deficit. Bulking, you want to be in a calorie surplus. I believe your training should be adjusted as well. Same way with everything. So that's my 2 cents on the matter. But at the end of the day, you got to do what works best for you. And I think there's certain principles that are underlying truths that are going to work well for everybody. But it's all about how can you pull the levers in order to optimize your own gains and also create a program that's able to be consistently followed. So that's going to be the hardest part of these last 4 weeks, is the strict adherence to a protocol. That's why it's important to be able to adjust and do so with a clear mind, and not one that is pitiful of yourself, or, you know, in clear terms, feeling sorry that you have to go so hard, so you tone it back a little bit. It's more about working smart. This is back to working smarter, but you still got to work hard. You got to work as hard as possible, but not hard enough to injure yourself or set yourself back. So it's all a continuum of different abstract concepts that come together in the physical world when you actually go in the gym and you train. We can talk about it all day, but if all of the smart things you're thinking about and saying don't ever manifest themselves in the actual gym, then it's really null and void to even be contemplated. So that's why I say you got to work hard. And that's why it's the number one portion of the process. And then the working smarter comes in afterwards, when you get to become more of an immediate to advanced lifter. That's when you want to start implementing different techniques, different styles, and look to maximize the way you train. The way you eat's pretty simple. You know, it's going to come down to being a deficit or a surplus. Getting your protein in, deficit, surplus. So think about working hard as getting your protein in. Think about the rest of it, the rest of your training, as the other foods you eat to get to your deficit or surplus. That, like, foods that are more filling. So when you're in a deficit, you don't want to eat as much. Or, you know, foods that are maybe less filling when you're bulking, so you can actually eat more. Treats and such, things like that. So it's all, you know, on a sliding scale. And the most important part is to be in tune with yourself. And that's why sometimes it is important to have a coach, because what they can do is look at you from an unbiased perspective. But the second part of that is they're not able to actually be inside of your body and feel how you feel in order to advance your own journey. All they can do is look at your progress and make changes based on that, which is valuable, but you have to have both. You have to have a good working relationship with a coach, if you have one, in order to coalesce all of these different factors and turn yourself into the most savage bodybuilder you can be. So I don't have a coach. I do it all myself, and I like it better that way. And it makes it so, you know, the final product that you have is something that you can put your foot down and say, hey, this is because of me. I did this. You know, I put in the work. I did the research. I made the decisions, and this is where I'm at. And there's something very empowering to having that state of mind or sense of accomplishment. So that's the story. Just take from this that you have to go hard. Go hard. That's the first layer. That is the very first key to get in the castle. Now, once you're in the castle, you have to maneuver to get to the treasure. But to get to the treasure, you first have to enter the castle. The only way to do that is to train hard. So that's the thoughts that I've had from this workout. We're training hard and we're training smart, but we're turning down the limiter. We're unlimiting ourselves and allowing ourselves to, you know, we're taking the governor off the sports car. We're putting the pedal to the metal, pushing as hard as possible for this last 4 weeks, 4.5 weeks, last block of time, in order to really maximize ourselves, and then we'll reassess. We already have a plan, but we'll reassess regardless, and then move forward from there. So I hope you took something good out of that. I feel like there were some gems in there, but tomorrow, depending on my fatigue level, should be back. And I want to do it at Planet Fitness because they have a few machines that I want to hit again. Last back day, you guys didn't see, I didn't film it, but I did heavy rows, heavy dumbbell rows, T-bar rows. I got a lot of good heavy rowing. So next back workout, I want to do a lot of good machines, like the last back workout I think I had on this channel. So that's the plan. If we're ready to go tomorrow, we'll do it tomorrow. But if we need a day, we'll take a day. You know how it is. And what we're going to do if we take a day now is we're going to adjust our calories to ensure that we stay in at least 1,000 calorie deficit. We're going to do that for 4 weeks. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard. But we're going to ensure it happens. We're going to ensure it happens. And, you know, we're going to have the flexibility to adapt if need be, but that is the plan and the intention. So you guys will be around for the whole thing, and you'll see how the body changes based on what I'm doing. So, love you guys. Appreciate you watching. Next video is going to be back. And, of course, we're going to crush it. We'll see you then.